G'day folks, my name is Christopher and this is an art adventure. Today I am continuing with my Google challenge. I'm using Google to select different animals in the alphabet for me to draw, and today I'm doing the letters E and F. You can probably guess here that for E, Google told me to draw an eagle. I really wanted to push myself in terms of speed for this one, and I probably got so intent on going fast that I didn't bother to focus the camera at first, sorry. So in a couple of minutes, it'll go into focus again after I try using this pen for the first time. Thought I'd show a close-up of how to use an acrylic marker if you weren't sure, or if you're just weird like me and you really love seeing that paint slowly drip down. So you just shake it a lot and then push down on the nib, and then little by little the paint begins to flow, and in this case the paint is shiny pale metallic gold. Gotta love those shiny things. And I was able to do this drawing in about 10 minutes, and I think I did all of the paint marker work and the ink work in about 20 minutes or 25 minutes. So I was really happy with how this one came out and how quickly I was able to do it. The paint markers are the Amsterdam acrylic markers in deep gold, pale gold, and silver. I used the deep gold for the body feathers, the pale gold for the beak and the eye, and the silver on the head feathers. And then I'm just using a Japanese brush pen. I bought this in Japan. I don't remember exactly which one it is, but I think it's possibly a Pentel brush pen. But they all pretty much work the same, and you just receive them with these rings on them that you remove as you screw off the top of it for the first time, and then shake it up and just give it a light squeeze and the ink will drip down the brush. And so you can still see I'm sticking with my circle background. That's if you've been watching my videos, and thank you if you have been. I really appreciated all the support and positive comments that I've been getting. I'm really been surprised by it. I didn't think people would be very interested in this challenge or series, but it's just a personal challenge for January for me. So I decided to post it anyway. And I'm really, really happy to see that it's getting a positive reaction from lots of people. And so that's the letter E done, the eagle. And for F, I was also surprised to get another bird. And this time it was a falcon. I actually have been surprised pretty much every time by what Google tells me to draw. I thought I was going to receive almost all mammals, and I was worried I might get bored of just drawing very predictable, common, four-legged, cute, fuzzy animals, which are fine. I like those, of course, but I was hoping secretly that I might get a range of different animals to draw, and so far I've been very pleased, except, of course, an eagle and a falcon are very similar. So I was lucky that I chose just a kind of head bust shot for the eagle, and for the falcon that meant I could draw a falcon in flight with its wings spread, and that created a sense of difference for me and allowed me to explore something else. I'm not so happy with this sketch and how it turned out. I used a reference and just tried to draw it as quick as I can. That's part of what this challenge is about for many of the days, to draw quickly. But I don't know, I just don't think that the wings sit quite right, even though when I looked back at the reference, they're pretty close to the reference. I just think that the actual photograph, the real bird, has a lot more contrast, and that helps it to just seem right. Sometimes you've just got to get the darks dark enough and the lights light enough to get it to seem right. But I don't quite have this luxury with the materials that I'm using today, which are just leftover paints. I feel bad often about just throwing out the last little bits of my paint, and so sometimes I just let it sit in a palette and hope that I'll get around to using it, and sometimes I do, and then sometimes I just run out of space or run out of palettes and I have to clean it up because I need another color. But this time I just decided, well, I have these two messy floral ceramic plates. What if I just force myself to use only these colors? And thankfully I had a kind of interesting range of things. I had in the larger palette some gold ink left over and a lot of different gouache paints in reds and oranges and yellows and a bunch of white. And in the smaller palette, it's mostly Daniel Smith Primatex paints, which are all ground up little gemstone fragments. They were left over from a couple of weeks ago when I did my owl paintings. And I'll put a link up to that video if you're interested in checking it out. And so I just, especially those paints, I didn't want to waste them. So I tried to force myself to use them. And even though I probably wouldn't have chosen a green background for this eagle to be flying in, sorry, this falcon to be flying in, I went with it anyway. And eventually I find that I really don't like how it's looking on this cheap paper. It would have looked great on watercolor paper, I think, even although, again, I wouldn't have chosen green, but it would have at least come out smooth. But it just kind of wrinkled the paper and I couldn't get it very even. And so I think about what to do while I'm using some gel pens, those Muji gel pens that I used in a previous video, to outline the falcon, to outline the falcon and to give it a bit more contrast. I still don't get it quite to where it should be, but it helps a little bit, especially I think getting some feathery sort of textures near around the head and some other places. It helps to make it seem more, I don't know, not alive, but give it some more character or some more personality or something. But the green background I really wasn't happy with still. And so eventually I think about going over it with a green alcohol marker. And that was really interesting because it is somewhat transparent. So I still somewhat see the watercolor through it and the cool sparkly greenness of the Primatech watercolors that I used. So it glitters and shimmers faintly, and it just kind of makes it all more uniform. And with the deepening of the color, I feel like the falcon gets a bit more personality again, but I'm still not happy with the outlines for it. So as you can see here, I go back to my old tried and true bold graphic outline by using a Bimoji Fude brush pen. Then it gets to a point where I'm at least happy-ish with it, not ecstatic with it, but happy with it, or happy enough with it, or enough to just close the sketchbook because it's just meant to be a quick sketch. If you're new here and you enjoyed this video, don't forget you can click that subscribe button and or the like button. And for all those people that have been commenting on this series, I just want to say again, thank you so much. It's been really encouraging me and gets me really excited for the next animals to tackle. I'll see you guys soon for another Google Alphabet art adventure. Take care.